Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
Dropping bombs and shaking off those Sunday blues. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Live today from the Lernerville Speedway. A great Sunday afternoon matinee. UDRA Amsoil series here this afternoon. Super late models. Weekly series at the Lernerville Speedway. Phil can't talk this afternoon. I have to wake my butt up here. We're ready to take it to you via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. What's up, everybody? Phil LaCasse here. Todd Stanton's alongside and at controls. And we come back to Lernerville, Todd, for another fast Sunday afternoon and a good field of cars on hand. And the Cherry Pickin 50 this afternoon. So it's going to be a pretty quick event. But these guys here, they're not short for speed either. It's going to be a fast afternoon. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I've definitely been locked and loaded here on a Sunday afternoon. I know we got a lot of racing going on here on Sundays on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Can't wait to see everything that's going to go on here tonight. I know Phil and I will be tuning in, not to the Pro Bowl though. We'll be tuning in after the broadcasts are over. We're going to go watch Royal Rumble. So shows you how important the Pro Bowl is to us, Phil.
Yeah, football ended to me a few weeks ago, I guess, but well, at least your team made the playoffs, so we'll be a little salty on that one for a while. So, and especially after the little powwow you and I had last night, I'm still kind of sleeping off that toil and drudgery. You were crying. I was doing something, sobbing openly and loudly. But hey, you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what we got going on here today on the racetrack as we roll into this series. And Todd, so many great people that put this series together for us here at the UDRA. Got to thank those guys all now.
Yeah, definitely got to thank the guys that put that on. You got Cron Trucking. You also have Captain's Custard and hamburgers. I tell you, that sounds really good right now.
Really
Amsoil, Dirt All Access, High Side Graphics, because it takes skill to run. Sugar Dog, HRE Motorsports, Team Friday, is those main sponsors here, Phil, of UDRA for the Amsoil High Noon series. The Cherry Pickin 50, heat race number 1, already down and ready, starting to line up on pit road, Phil.
Yes, they are, as qualifying coming to complete in this week, leading heat race number 1 to the green flag will be car number 44, today's quick time, I guess you could say. The Slam Can, car number 44, Slam and Blake Cannon on the pole, and alongside with the iRacingIFlag.com, number 127 will be Blake Majulis. Row number 2 with car number 74, that is Blake Brown with the 013 alongside of Brent Faher. Casey Brunson rolling off 5th this afternoon. He is in car number 10 with the 157 of Drew Hopkins on the outside from Team HRE. Brad Dyer starting off 7th this afternoon. He is in car number 56 with the 09 of Jaron Hazen on the outside of the 4th row. Row 5, we find Darren Friedman. He is the number 89 with Blake Bailey in the number 11. He will start 10th, 11th starter here in heat race number 1. Car number 12, that is Robert Tucker with the number 189 of John Kennedy on the outside of row number 6, and going shotgun here, or scheduled shotgun. I don't think he's joining us, but that will be Tom Drilling. I don't know if he came back or not,
Drilling,
but
yep.
Drilling, he was scheduled to roll 13th, and is he with us? Is he not with us? I don't see his car out there.
Well, I see him sitting there on pit road there, Phil.
Maybe he's just here waiting, deciding, do I got what it takes to... Do I have the skill and the muscle to come out here? He is out there. So we're going to put all 13 cars out there this afternoon. Heat races go out 10 laps of distance, and the top 4 go on into the main event. The Cherry Pickin 50 this afternoon, about to unfurl with a leash of fury that you guys know like no other. We got to thank you guys out there watching this afternoon, Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch. I see Josh Peacock throwing some stars our way. I see our buddy Robbie Buckner out there watching, throwing some stars. A backwards hat. Robbie, good afternoon, man. Thanks for tuning in. But let's have some fun, Todd. We're going to go racing this time through 3 and 4. Slam and Blake Cannon and Blake Majulis, they're going to lead us to green.
As they get ready to fire here down into turn number 3. Loud pedal down, hammer down, off of turn number 4. Green flags out the iRacing iFlag, green flag. The first one here of this afternoon as Blake Cannon leads the charge. Blake Majulis right there in that second spot in that 127 machine right there, nipping at the heels of the 44 Blake Cannon.
Sure is. Good race for the lead for the first time over in 3 and 4. Cannon versus Majulis. Blake Brown on the 74. He'll ride there in 3rd. Faher and Brunson. That's a good race going on for 4th. Also, Drew Hopkins into the mix. But this race for the lead, a good one. Majulis under Cannon. They'll go door to door in 3. Slide job by the 127.
Slide job by Blake Majulis as Jules now drifts up the track, leaves the door wide open for the bottom for another slide job performed here, May the 44 of Blake Cannon. The Swindell Speed Labs number 44 now takes over the top spot down in the back straight. Here comes Majulis back down to the bottom in turn number 3, side by side through turn 3 and off in turn number 4. Drag race to the start finish line, a little bit of contact. Blake Majulis now going to take over the top spot over Cannon. A little bit of slamming going on over there, Phil.
A little bit of a tail whip, I would say, there for the 127. Threw it down then in turn number 1, but here comes Cannon. He'll go back to the bottom. Slide jobs being thrown here early in Lernerville. If that's the story of what this afternoon is going to tell, we are going to be in for one of the best races we have seen all season long. What Majulis takes the lead. Cannon back there for 2. He may have gone up the hill a little bit too high because he's allowing Blake Brown. He is right there in the 74. He's looking. Casey Brunson is there. And don't count out Drew Hopkins, who runs 5th there off of 2.
As we're now halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go for Blake Majulis. Right now, your current race leader pulling away from Blake Cannon. Aboard the number 44 machine, Blake Brown running in that 3rd spot. And then you got Casey Brunson, the 010, running in 4th with 4 laps to go. Definitely some good runs for these top 4 guys. And, man, look at the pace keeps. Man, I love that curve ski. Oh, Blake Cannon off the top side of the speedway. He's going to lose some spots on the back straightaway.
He yeeted off at turn number 2, up the hill. And that's the great part about having no walls. You make a mistake, they're not going to catch you. And Blake Kennedy said losing a few spots right there as Majulis continues to drive away. Now Brown up to 2nd, Brunson to 3rd. Canada's dropped all the way back to 4th, and he's got pressure there from Drew Hopkins, who's peeking over the inside now before.
Contact between Blake Brown and Casey Brunson. Those guys, a lot of contact down the front straightaway. Brunson's going to lose a lot of spots, and so is the Blake Brown. Brown drops back to 4th. That puts yeah, we're going to see who else is back into the fray here. Trying to look, it's 1 to go, and it's definitely changed the look. The 157 of now Drew Hopkins has contact with the 44. 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Blake Majulis going to take down the victory here in heat race number 1. Cannon looks like he's going to finish up 2nd, but 3 wide for the 3rd spot. It's going to be the 157 of Drew Hopkins finishing up 3rd.
And Brad Dyer grabbing that 4th and final transfer aboard car number 56. Man, that was his heat race number 1. These guys are already itching to get at it. And if this is any indication, we are going to be in for a wild afternoon as we got heat race number 2 just about to take to the grid. And, man, that was loaded there for Heat Race 1. Heat Race number 2, Todd, equally stacked on superstars.
Yeah, definitely equally a stack. Starting on the pole, driving the number 7 machine. That is Howard Weaver. And his dancing partner outside the 3D Racing number 29. That's Scott Dobbs. Inside row number 2, starting in the third starting spot. That's the 211 of Alex Smulders. And Darren Litterall aboard the HRE Motorsports number 68, rolling off in position number 4. Rolling off 5th will be 3D Racing number 63 of Clifford Driscoll and HRE Motorsports number 3 of Shane James. Inside row number 4, we'll see DJ Kalinowski aboard the HRE Motorsports number 13. And then Justin Sick aboard another 3D Racing number 017 in position number 8. 9th starter sees Chris Fisher aboard the number 5 machine, and Calvin Herring, number 08 machine, going to roll off in position number 10. 11th, we'll see Chris Arencia aboard the number 78 machine. Don't see him a lot here on a Sunday afternoon, but finally making the mainstay here in 11th starting spot. And Preston Ledford aboard the 07, rolling off in the 12th spot.
Here we go, 12 more cars. They'll take their way out there for 10 laps around. And if we saw any action there in Heat Race number 1, let's see if the gang in Heat Race number 2 can make that an equally as good as a race, because we've got a couple of good ones here. Howard Weaver, good to see Howard out on a Sunday afternoon. And a guy, I don't know, it's been a while since Mr. Weaver's been in victory lane. Can today be the day? Is it time for Howard to start taking this seriously again? Because I feel like he's been slipping for a little while. But that's hard to say about a guy like Weaver, all his accomplishments. But I'm going to challenge him this afternoon. Let's get Weaver Nation in victory lane.
I definitely would like to see Weaver Nation in victory lane. The iRacing iFlag number 07 machine starting on the pole here in Heat Race number 2. That means he was second quickest here tonight, Phil. So definitely a little bit faster than he has been as they come down the back straightaway. That pace car, or the pace truck, I should say, makes that hard right-hand turn off the speedway. We're going to set these guys on their way off of turn number 4. iRacing iFlag, green flags in the air.
Green going in the air, and Howard Weaver stomps it out loud. Pedal, he'll lead him down on the turn number 1 and 2. 07 out to the lead. Scott Dobbs on the high lane having to fight for his life. Here comes Alex Smulders at 211. Here comes the 29 of Dobbs back to the low side. Him and Darren Litterall, they'll swap some paint off of 4.
Oh, DJ around almost. He saves it. Oh, Litterall goes up on the wall. He rides it. Man, that looks wicked fast. And more contact in front of him. Shane James goes around. A big knot over there in turn number 2.
I don't know exactly how to follow that. Litterall up and over the wall and kept that thing rolling. Shane James got turned around. Not sure who else that was over there, but all I do know for sure is Howard Weaver's out there in the lead. Alex Smulders has gotten away. Cliff Driscoll in the 3D Racing 63. He rolls third, and Scott Dobbs somehow missed all that. The 3D 29, he rolls fourth off of 2.
Yeah, definitely interesting there. Man, there was a lot of contact over there in 1 and 2. Lots of contact. So much that we couldn't cover here this time. We're watching Scott Dobbs. And man, Litterall, I think he thought that was the fastest groove up there, Phil, putting those right side tires up on the wall. And man, he kept it going straight. I don't even know how he did that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm looking back at it now. I saw St. James take a ride. Calvin Herring got a piece of it. There was a lot going on there over the course of 1 lap. It's tamed on down now. It really had to as we go past halfway. Weaver continuing to lead. Second, Smulders, he had a good qualifying run. He now rides in position number 2 and position 3 because Cliff Driscoll's number 63 car. Cliff having a good afternoon. He runs second now off of 4.
Yeah, definitely, like you said, Clifford Driscoll running in that second spot in that number 63 machine, trying to track down the 07, the iRacing iFlag. Howard Weaver machine as he's driving off here into turn number 3. Here comes Driscoll way down to the bottom. Smulders right there too, knocking on the door in that third spot. 3 laps remain here around the Lernerville Speedway, and definitely a fantastic race. I think is going to come here, Phil, with that 63 machine, the 211. Those guys really nipping at the heels of Howard Weaver. Can Howard stay strong though and take down the victory with 2 laps remaining? 2
laps remaining for the 07 as they work around this quick 4/10 mile here today at the Lernerville Speedway. I think it's probably the best track we got in iRacing right now. It's the newest one. It's so far been the best one. As Weaver going to lead to the white flag. We're racing for second there over 3 and 4. Smulders takes a peek underneath Cliff Driscoll. Cliff going to hold on, but we're 1/2 a lap away. Weaver leads off of 2.
Yeah, Weaver down the back straight. We're for the final time in the iRacing iFlag number 07 into turn number 3. Here comes the 63 of Driscoll. Not going to be had. It's going to be Howard Weaver taking down the heat race to number 2. Second going to be Clifford Driscoll. Third, Alex Smulders. And then you have fourth, Preston Ledford in the 07 machine.
But I tell you what, Todd, we look at the action we've seen over 2 heat races. We have B mains coming up. Have any idea how crazy those things are about to get? We're going to see a lot of heavy names that still have to qualify their way into this week's 50-lap main event, I believe. I think we're going C mains anyways. I got to assume for one as we start clicking over. And what do we got? We got a B main, 1B. 1B this afternoon, going to grid 17 cars with the top 16 going into the feature. So 16 out of 17. I don't do math, but I think that means only one of them is going home.
Yeah, definitely one of those coming home here. I don't know how many is actually coming home there, Phil. We're going to have quite a few of the drivers making their way in. I'm not sure how they set it up here. Definitely was a little bit late to the punch here, but starting on the pole here, the Voiles Trucking starting lineup. The 74, Blake Brown, starts on the pole. Darren Litterall in that number 68 machine going to roll off in position number 2. Third starting spot, you'll see the 010 of Casey Brunson and DJ Kalinowski aboard the number 13 machine, rolling off in position number 4. Rolling off fifth will be J. Rod Hazen aboard the 09 machine in number 5. Starting in that 6th spot, that's Chris Fisher. Inside row number 4, you'll see John Kennedy aboard the number 189. That's the Backward Hat Productions number 189. And Chris Arincia in that number 78, HRE Motorsports number 78, rolling off position number 8. 9th starter sees Darren Freeman aboard the number 89 machine, and Justin Sick in the 3D Racing number 017 in position number 10. 11th starter sees the number 11 of Blake Bailey, and then Kevin Herring aboard the 08 machine, rolling off position 12. 13th starting spot sees Tom Drailing aboard the number 11, and Scott Dobbs aboard the number 29. Inside row number 8, you'll see Robert Chucker aboard the number 12, and Shane James aboard the number 3 in position number 16. 17th starting spot in the final on the field, that is Brett Fair aboard the 013 machine.
Well, 17 drivers at the ready, and just by, a little, as Robbie Buckner from Backwards Hat, our buddy, would call, the dirty secrets of broadcasting, Todd, I can hit the space bar and kind of have all around me. It says 12 laps, that's 16 going forward to the feature. So that's how I figured out 16 out of 17. So somebody is going to go home. Who's going to be that lonely soldier? If there's a walk of shame, I guess there's when suddenly one home. That's going to be a dreaded walk back to the pit area. But we're going to go under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag. It goes up in the air, and Blake Brown, Darren Litterall, they lead a hungry field of 17 off of turn 2.
Yeah, you got Blake Brown right now, your race leader down in the back. Straight away, here comes Casey Brunson down to the inside. Side-by-side battle with the number 68 of Darren Litterall for that second spot. Litterall trying to make things happen in that number 68 machine. Nice pace scheme on that one, Phil. Definitely could pick that one out of a bunch of cars. That yellow number 68, Darren Litterall, still side-by-side with Casey Brunson into turn 3.
Yeah, there is some spectacular-looking rides out here this afternoon. I got to give credit to all those painters out there that paint these wraps, and these things look really awesome, really flourishing here this afternoon. Is off turn number 2 and down this short straightaway into 3. Blake Brown leading aboard the number 74. The race there for second between Litterall and Casey Brunson. You look right behind, you see DJ Kalinowski, Rockstar DJ K. Chris Fisher's there as well, but we got 2 different lanes of racing right now. Litterall and Brunson, they race for second over in 3. Side by side of turn 1 and 2, and way up the hill goes the 13 of DJ Kalinowski. He is off the track, so issues there for car number 13. He was up in the top 4 or 5, and now he's going to fall all the way back, potentially about 15th as we exit turn number 4. So Kalinowski having some hiccups here halfway through the B main, but we look up front, Blake Brown continuing to lead, pestering him on the heels would be Darren Litterall and Casey Brunson, who still continue to have a pretty spirited race for 2 over in turn 1. He certainly is doing a good job as I'm looking back here to the number 5 car running in position number 4. That is Chris Fisher. He's got a pretty good piece. You look right up the back of his windscreen back there. If you look out the mirror, you'll see guys like Jaron Hazen out in the 09. Chris Arencius, number 78. Good to see Chris Willis this afternoon, the Team HRE machine back there running in 7th. As we're running down our laps here, Todd. We're getting 2 to go this time off of 4. And as you said, Blake Brown almost feels like he's got this one covered.
Yeah, Blake Brown now getting a little bit of a hustle from the 68 of Darren Litterall. Litterall keeps trying that middle groove, trying to throw sliders here down into 3 and 4. They're going to see the white flag off of turn number 4. The 74D of Blake Brown continues to hold on to it, goes back to the top shelf of the speedway. Litterall trying to do everything he can. And that number 68 machine, but Brown propels himself off the top side of the speedway down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the final time. The iRacing I flag number 74D going to take down the B-main. That is Blake Brown second, going to go to Darren Litterall third to Casey Brunson. Actually, Casey Brunson going to Litterall at the line, then Darren Litterall, Chris Fisher, J-Rod Hazen, Chris Arencia, Darren Freeman. Then you get the rest of the field here. We'll leave it up to the scorers.
Yeah, Calvin Herring there, Shane James, Justin Sick, Brent Faher, DJ Kilinowski. I think he was looking better for a 13th place finish there. Blake Brown, John Kennedy, Tom Dreiling, rounding out, I believe, 15 cars here for the B main. So that's going to do it there for that, as we've got a quick warm-up, which means it is time now to pay honor to this great nation, highlight some of the genius of our buddy, old Charlie Milner, old buddy Tubbs, who's put this together for Miller Media Design, and also our buddies Kevin Dedman and the gang of Dirty Grass Soul with the playing of our national anthem this afternoon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you to Kevin Dedman and Dirty Grass Soul for that awesome rendition on National Anthem. Thank you to our buddy Charlie Milner from Milner Media and Design for putting that together for us as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon for 50 laps around the Lernerville Speedway, the Cherry Pickin 50. Cherry Pickin 50. Cherries sound pretty good. Maybe I can find some pizza, put some cherries on it. Todd, what do you say? Let's try the starting lineup, and I'm going to fantasize about cherries and pineapple on pizza.
That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Oh, no way.
Cherries on pizza sounds disgusting.
Yes.
No, definitely awful. Awful. I don't know where Phil grew up, but we're getting ready for the Voiles Trucking starting lineup here. The Cherry Picking 50 at Lernerville Speedway starting on the pole. Driving the number 127, that will be Blake Jules, and the iRacing I flag, number 07 of Howard Weaver, starting outside row number 1.
The Slam Can rolls off third this afternoon aboard car number 44, slamming Blake Cannon in alongside of Blake aboard the number 63. From 3D Racing, Cliff Driscoll rolls outside row 2.
Inside row number 3, starting in the 5th starting position, driving the HRE Motorsports number 157, that's the Phenom. Drew Hopkins and his dancing partner outside, driving the 211, that's Alex Smolders.
Brad Dyer rolling off 7th this afternoon. He is in car number 56 with the number 07 alongside of Preston Ledford. He'll roll off 8th.
Rolling off position number 9, the iRacing I flag number 74D. That's Blake Brown. And his dancing brother outside the Bulletproof Motorsports number 010. That's Casey Brunson.
Rolling off 11th this afternoon with car number 68. That is Darren Litterall. And next door to him with car number 5, Chris Fisher rolling off 12th.
Rolling off inside row number 7, that's the 09. That's J-Rod Hazen. And then Chris Arizzi aboard the HRE Motorsports number 78 in position number 14.
Darren Friedman brings car number 89 out from position number 15, and rolling off on the outside of row number 8, Calvin Herring in the 3D08.
Row number 9 sees the number 3, the HRE Motorsports number 3 machine of Shane James and Justin Sick aboard the 3D Racing number 017 in position number 18.
Pair of 13s making up this afternoon in row number 10 to 013 of Brent Faher with Rockstar DJ Kilinowski rolling off 20th.
Rolling off inside row number 11, that's Blake Bailey aboard the number 11 machine, and John Kenny, the Backward Hats Productions, number 189, rolling off 22nd.
Tom Dreiling scheduled to roll off this afternoon, position number 23, and Scott Dobbs was scheduled to roll off in position number 24, but I'm not sure we'll get the 3D number 29 out there with us as out there on the speedway. Do not see you, so I think we got 22 out there. We're under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag.
Yeah, green flag. Lineup took a little bit longer than we expected, I should say. Phils, we're coming down the back straightaway already. It is Blake Majules and Blake Cannon. Cannon down to the bottom, immediately going around the rim of the speedway here. And that number 44 machine trying to get up to the 127 of Blake Majules. Majules slides up the track here off a turn to number 2 down the back straightaway.
On the back straightaway we go. I'm looking over here. Sam Perry saying mental health needed for Phil with cherries and pineapple on pizza. You guys are crazy. That stuff's good. What are you talking about? I go for about 20 slices right now. We're going to go for a couple slices of heaven this afternoon here at the Lernerville Speedway. Yeah, mental health too. I'm a sim racer. I might need mental health. That's for sure. Need a check up there. But Majulis leading over Blake Cannon, Howard Weaver, Drew Hopkins, and Cliff Driscoll running 5th there as they're in turn 1.
Yeah, thank you for everybody for the star donations that have been there. We kind of missed
some
of you guys. Sam Perry out there, 1,000 stars and 50 stars. Got to thank 3D Racing for 840 stars here. Scott Dobbs, not sure why he's not out on the field, but definitely would have loved to see him out there. But these guys racing pretty strong towards the front of the field here. At 127, Blake Majules, your race leader. The 44, Blake Cannon for 2. The Phenom running in that 3rd spot, duking it out with Howard Weaver. Howard Weaver up to the top shelf of the speedway. The Phenom down to the bottom in that 157 side-by-side racing action for that 3rd spot.
That is a couple of really good ones there. Howard Weaver with all the experience and all the wins he has taken down. Drew Hopkins, a Phenom as we call him then, the 157 from Team HRE. He rides in that 3rd spot, duking it out with one of the best with Howard Weaver. And up front, 2 of the best we have to offer on dirt. Blake Majulis leading Blake Cannon. This race for 3rd, still the best one as we head to 3.
Yeah, now it looks like Hopkins going to be able to seal the deal here. Now Driscoll going to battle with Howard Weaver. That is a battle for the 5th spot now. Driscoll able to pull into 4th, and man, look at the 211 of Alex Smulders way up on the top shelf of the speedway. He's making things happen. He's shot out of a cannon, a 2 for deal almost through the corner.
Yeah, he shot like a rocket there through turns number 3 and 4, picked a spot around Weaver. He made clear. Cliff
3
Driscoll
wide.
to the right rear. 3 wide at Lernerville. Yeah, you can make that happen for sure. Look at Smulders. Look at the run he is getting up high. That is incredible.
Yeah, Weaver looks like he's throwing an anchor out the backside of that 07 machine in that iRacing iFlag 07, Phil. Down on the bottom, he's just going nowhere. That 211 looks lightning fast to 63. Driscoll doing the same thing. These guys going up to the top shelf of the speedway. Looks like it's getting way faster up there. But again, it's feast or famine up there. You could go over the banking, and that's the end of your night. You're going to lose a lot of positions. I guess you can't. It might not be the end of your night, Phil, but it definitely can really hurt you.
Certainly can. Already 11 laps in as you were talking about Howard Weaver dropping like an anchor. Wonder why it's happening, Todd. I bet you he doesn't have his iFlag plugged in.
That could be. That could be. We've seen that happen a million times to some of these drivers. The iFlag not being plugged in, trying to plug it in probably while he's driving, trying to do multiple things while he's driving too. Got to thank Ken Roos for the 150 stars too out there, Phil. But we are racing here. We're pretty hot and heavy. It's Blake Majules running away, though, from the field over Blake Cannon. Already almost 2 seconds over that 44 machine. Alex Smulders running in that 3rd spot. Again, I believe that was pretty close to being the top 3 last time we broadcasted over here at UDRA. But now it's Alex Smulders, Drew Hopkins running 4th, and then you got Clifford Driscoll running at your top 5 right now.
And they're all within about 1/10 of a second of each other as well, as Majulis lapping the speedway last time by. A lap time of 15:98 to Blake Cannon turning a 15.93, so a little bit quicker for Cannon. Cannon off the racetrack, and looking at Smothers, who has been running up high, a 16.094. So that run he was getting early, maybe losing a bit, but Cannon has lost a few spots now as Hopkins has gone by, Driscoll has gone by. Cannon off the berm again. You can't run off the track. Blake, there's no walls out there. No slamming walls. Going to have some skill, buddy. He rides fifth off a 4.
Yeah, the 44 of Blake Cannon went off the top side of the speedway on the back straightaway. That's Swindell Speed Lab number 44 machine. He lost a couple spots, like you said. Alex Smolders, Drew Hopkins, and Driscoll. Those guys, he's going off, and so is a Driscoll off the turn. And Cannon, all kinds of out of shape over there as he, creating off over 3 and 4, comes back on the track there by the 07 machine. And yellow flag is going to fly, Phil. But man, Cannon going for a ride off the side of the speedway over there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, this one looks like it was thrown from the administration here. Yellow on the speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hard-ass racing. Bring us our first Team Hart Motorsports yellow flag of the afternoon. It finds us on lap number 17, and it was itching and burning in the racing action ferocious. And I'm not sure what we found, Todd, but I'll let you take a look at a J-Max Strong full velocity instant replay and figure out why in the heck are we under the yellow. That was getting good.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's probably from the 63 machine of Driscoll going over the edge at the same time the 44 went over the edge. He overshot the corner over there at 3. Goes down over the embankment, loses a bunch of spots here, brings it back up here. And I think that's why they brought the yellow flag out because, Blake Cannon coming up right there in front of Ledford in that 07 machine. And that almost caused a huge wreck, a huge pile up over there in 3 and 4. But those guys were able to keep it the right direction. So good driving by Cannon. And that 07 machine of Preston Ledford. Those guys were able to keep it straight. But, man, over the embankment, I think that's why they brought the yellow, because they had 2 cars over the bank.
And there are definitely a lot of things going on over there. Yellow on the speedway as we stacking them right back up here as we're 2 wide. I think we're getting 1 to go this time by here. Blake Majulis leading over Alex Smolders. Drew Hopkins, Cliff Driscoll, Howard Weaver now our top 5. Blake Brown running in 6. Casey Brunson for 7. Darren Litterall 8th. Blake Cannon now has fallen back to 9th. And Preston Ledford there with that good driving. He'll restart 10th. Jared Hazen, Shane James, Brad Dyer, Chris Fisher, Brent Faher. That's going to be our top 15 with Blake Bailey running 16th. He's on a lead lap, as is Chris Arencia. Justin Sick. 19th, we find Darren Friedman, and Calvin Herring will be our top 20, all in the lead lap and all preparing to return to some green flag racing next time by.
Yeah, next time by, lights are extinguished atop the iRacing.com Chevy Silverado pace truck. Going to make that hard right-hand turn off of turn number 3. He's going to make his way down to the outside pits, which is fantastic to see that here in the iRacing community. Finally, it is right now, like you said, Blake Majulis and Alex Smolders. Those guys will be your front row. Second row is Drew Hopkins and Clifford Driscoll. Out of 3, down into 3, out of turn number 4, the iRacing I flag. Green flag's going to come back out over the field. The 127 of Blake Majulis definitely drops the hammer pretty quickly. It gets to the point once again. Here comes Drew Hopkins. Hopkins slider on Smolders, not going to be had. Driscoll almost off the edge there. And Howard Weaver bowling in there. Yellow flag going to come out as those guys are typing it out. Man, a lot of contact over there into the corner. We're going to have to see what brought out our Howard Motorsports yellow flag for the second time of this afternoon.
More hard-ass racing. Second yellow flag of the afternoon brought to you by Team Hart.
The pace truck was on 2 wheels.
Oh, no.
He's off the embankment. He jumps cars. Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow. Never seen the pace truck do that. Woo, boy.
That's amazing.
We have to. I don't know if I can even get back there to show that, but the pace.
Can we see that again? Look at that.
2 wheels. 2 wheels, and he's going to jump over the pace, over the vehicles of Blake Brown. Man. I don't know who's driving that pace truck, but we need him in a car, Phil. We really do.
Oh, my goodness. To steal the phrase from a legendary broadcaster, Jack Buck, I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. A pace truck in the air ripping cars. It was like a monster truck rally.
Yeah, it was. Here was the contact, Brad Dyer, the number 9 machine. And then, we almost had a leader, Calvin Herring, over there. He able to put it back on all 4 wheels, but Calvin Herring in the one-shot scrap and recycle 3D Racing FBRN number 08 machine gets up on his side, but able to continue going, Phil.
He certainly is. And Todd, I'm looking at the running order here up front, and something looking at kind of on a miss, because I don't know what happened to the 127 of Blake Majulis, but He was leading, and all of a sudden, I just not seeing him.
I still see him out here.
Oh, there he is. He's running second. He scored second that time around. Like, there he is. Scoring Alex Smolder's the race leader. Not sure if that's accurate or not,
No,
but it
it's
certainly
not.
could be. I don't think it is. Well, there we go. Majulis now going up to the lead there. Howard Weaver, Alex Smolders, Drew Hopkins, Cliff Driscoll going to be our top five. That looks a little bit better. Casey Brunson, Blake Brown, Darren Littlewall, Blake Cannon, and Preston Ledford. That's how we're going to restart back in the top 10. That may have been one of the more crazy displays of a yellow I've ever seen. I've never seen the pace truck just kind of do the old Dukes of Hazzard there. Somebody tell me he's in a truck. Let's go racing.
Yeah, we're back to green flag racing down the front straightaway. The 127 of Blake Majulis again assumes the lead. Look at Howard Weaver. Weaver looking to the bottom there of Alex Smolders. He's getting it going now. In the iRacing iFlag number 07 machine, side-by-side battle for the second spot, and immediately another Hard Motorsports yellow flag comes out on the field, Phil.
Yeah, they certainly are. Another one thrown up in the air. Yellow, yellow, yellow for the third time this afternoon. Now is what we saw 20 good laps here early. We've been slowing by 3 of them, but let's get a J-Max Journeys full velocity instant replay for this current yellow flag.
Yeah, there's content being made. A lot of things happening there. I believe the number 5 got into the 07 to Ledford over here in turns 1 and 2. And that propelled the 07 machine. The 07 was already loose, so the 5. So Ledford come back down the track, got Arencia. Arencia goes around, gets ping-ponged out of the speedway here, goes over the embankment. Chris Arencia calls for a tow truck. Yellow flag comes out.
Yellow flag on the speedway. Arencia's day could just kind of went upside down and sideways. We're doing a lot of that here. Third yellow flag of the last 10 laps at Lernerville. Want to see a little more cleaner racing than that. We know these guys certainly can do it. We're going to expect we've not been short on action this afternoon. That's what I'm going to tell you so far, as Majulis has been the guy who's been dominating here since the onset of this server going up in car number 127. Run for Alex Smolders this afternoon, watching that car, navigate off the high lane, now up to that second spot. He started up in 6th, doing a great job. Third, we find Howard Weaver. Aboard that number 07, the iRacing iFlag machine. Of course, Drew Hopkins there running in 4th. Cliff Driscoll riding in the top 5. And you look back to a guy like Casey Brunson. Case started 10th this afternoon. He's rolled up to 6th. Darren Littlewall, maybe the early jump of the race here, 11th up to 7th as we go back under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag as we put 30 laps on the board.
Littlewall all kinds out of shape here, coming down into turn number 1, but the 127 is again assumes the lead. Blake Majulis as we go on board, just taking a look back here, how close he is to the outside edge of going over the top side of the speedway, but that 127 machine able to hold on to the top spot.
Doing a great job as Blake Majulis, who went Sheffield Graphics on board there. Got to thank Sheffield Graphics coming aboard, our official onboard camera sponsor for 2020. Check him out on Facebook today. Sheffield Graphics does some really good paints, races over the Cyber Thunder Racing League, and looking forward to hooking up with those guys again here really soon as well. But Blake Majulis leads off of turn number 2, and I thought we were going to have a good race going on for 4th on there, but we're going to slow him back down again. Our 4th Team Hard Motorsports yellow flag of the afternoon. Yellow, yellow, yellow. There was hard-ass racing early. I feel like you're doing a lot of high pacing in these last 12 or 13 laps.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the 017 machine of Justin Sick had a little bit of help from the number 11 of Blake Bailey around. And Justin Sick going around in the knot, so Blake Bailey getting into the back end of the number 17 of Justin Sick. Sick comes up and it actually collects Kelvin Herring. Herring hits the wall head on. Over there, the one-shot scrap and recycling number 08 machine of Herring now going to have to call a tow truck. I think that might go to a recycler there, Phil, after the contact with the wall.
Yeah, a car a little bit bent up. Could be some scrap going on there, and I like that one scrap shop and recycling. They do a lot of great things over there. Congratulations to all those guys, what they do. Tough break for Calvin Herring in the number 08 as we continue to ride under the yellow flag here. It's a busy day here in the Full Velocity Racing Network, Todd. Not only starting out the afternoon with UDRA, but we've got the Sunday Shootout presented by BladeNo.com over at the Warrior Racing League coming up this evening, 7 o'clock, Lima Land. We've seen crazy races at Lernerville. We go back to Lima Land tonight. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, Lima Land definitely going to be fun, and I've definitely had some good races there. I've had some awful races there in the street stock. So as you see on the left side of your screen, you see your lineup as it is, the top 20 And it tells you Kelvin Herring in the pit still, so they're thrashing around trying to fix the 08, but I don't know if they're going to actually be able to make him back out there. So we got 19 cars out on the field. Blake Bailey there, 19th, being scored 19th. We did start with 24 cars. We show the top 20. I believe the rest of the cars behind 20th are out of this event. Justin Sick, Chris Aritzia, Tom Dreiling, and then you have Scott Dobbs. Those guys all out of the event here already this afternoon. So we'll see what's going to happen, how it's going to be unfold. But Blake Majulis, I tell you, has been a guy that has been unstoppable here as of late at the Lernerville Speedway. We'll see if he can continue on his winning ways here this afternoon. We only have 14 laps remaining, and it is going to go back to green flag racing this time in turns 3 and 4. You'll see the loud pedal. I'm going to ask you guys one more question. Who's it going to be?
Green flag back in the air. Blake Majulis going to lead him down in turn number 1 and 2, and he takes a couple of car lengths there. Smoller's got a good run at the outside. 3 wide there for third between Hopkins and Brunson. Weaver got stuck in the middle. They fanned that back out, and now we saw it back down again. Is it too early in the afternoon to page Dr. Green? Who's it going to be? It's going to be the safety truck. It's going to be Team Hart Motorsports. That's who it is right now. Yellow flag on the speedway.
Yeah, it looks like Preston Ledford may be involved in that one. We're going to take a look-see to see if that's who it was.
Look-see.
Take a look-see. I know he was out there on the speedway. He definitely exited Stamp. He was involved in this one. So we're going to take a look. Here, Preston Ledford gets in real hot, and I tell you, he gets into the right rear quarter of the 3 of Shane James, sending James around in a knot. As immediately Ledford knows he did it wrong, drives to the pits and calls it a afternoon here in that 07 machine, but definitely a tough break for Shane James. I definitely want to know, though, who's going to take down the victory here? Do you think Blake Majulis has what it takes to take down another victory here on the Full Velocity Racing Network at Lernerville? Or do you think another guy right there directly behind him, maybe Alex Smolders in that 211 has something for him? Do not count out Howard Weaver, Nye Racing High Flag 07. He's running third. Does he have anything, a monkey wrench to throw into this one? We'll just have to wait and see here. But we want to know who your guys' favorite is out there. And also, guys, thank you for the star donations. If you have, and you like what you see here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, remember, those go a long way. Star donations here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. If you have any star donations, send them our way here. Definitely very much appreciated here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But really want to know your guys' picks here this afternoon.
While they're making their picks, I also want to shout out there to our girl, Katie Dugas from the Pit Pass. Want to send our best wishes out to her and her family. Know her dad's having surgery today, so we'll hopefully hear from Katie here with an update here rather soon. But want to say our hearts and prayers from all of us here, not only at the Full Velocity Racing Network, Robbie at Backwards Hat, where she does a lot of her broadcasting now, and of course the entire iRacing community coming together and rallying around Katie. So want to say hello to her. Hope she's doing well. Hope she knows she's got a lot of things going on. But there's not a person more giving to this community than Miss Katie Dugas Todd, and I think we all know that. And we're certainly missing her out there in chat today, but she's got more important things to do, so just want to make sure we give her a shout as well.
I'll definitely give her a shout as we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing off of turn number 4. iRacing High Flag, green flag back in the air. And we got one fan out there, Jeff Brown for an iRacing High Flag, Ray Riggleman Jr., Blake Majulis, and you got Thomas Majulis out there going for Blake. So Blake's got a lot of fans out there. The Swindell Speed Labs number 127 has been showing the quick way around all afternoon. Second is Alex Smolders. Howard Weaver trying something too. It seems to have gone all topside down. Driscoll trying to slide up there into the 4 spot. Brunson right there too in the 0-1-0. Definitely coming up through the field.
Yeah, Casey's had a good run this afternoon, trying to throw things around and see what sticks. And him and Cliff Driscoll having a good
Driscoll
run.
off
You
the
got
track.
Hopkins, you got Driscoll off track. He may lose a few spots. Cannon goes by. Litterall's around him. Blake Brown
Cannon
around him.
Off the track,
that's not
Cannon.
good.
Cannon goes off the track too over there off of the exit turn number 2. So Blake Cannon goes for a ride again, not having very good luck, and Cannon definitely coming back on. Looks like he's going to pull it down on pit road. Realizes his chances are over. He's gone over the bank one too many times. He's pulling down into the pit roads. Phil, definitely something you don't want to see.
Nope, Slam needed walls to slam, and there was nothing there. So can't use cars, can't use walls. Blake Cannon going to the pit area. Tough break for our buddy Blake Cannon. Of course, we make fun of him and love here. Of course, we're going to hate on somebody, give you a nickname like that. It's because we got respect for you. Know you can give it to us as much as we'll give it back to you. So just hats off to our buddy Blake, as he's going to be out of this one this afternoon. As we're running down a laps here, Todd. 48 going on the board of Blake Majulis. He may be running to yet another win here at Lernerville.
Hey, he's running all right. 1.5 seconds over the 2:11 of Alex Smolders. Are going to get popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around for Blake Majoles in that 127. This Wendell Speed Labs number 127. Alex Smolders running second. Howard Weaver running third in that 07 machine, just trying to hold on to a podium finish. It'd be great to get into conversation with him, Phil. Looks like you might be able to do it if he could do it. White flag out. Lernerville won last time around the speedway here for the Cherry Pickin 50 here. UDRA High Noon Series down the back straightaway for the final time. In the turn, number 3, the 127, the Swindell Speed Labs, iRacing iFlag 127. Blake Majol is going to take down the victory. Second going to go to the 211 of Alex Smolders. Howard Weaver, the iRacing iFlag 07. Casey Brunson for 4th in the 010. Drew Hopkins, the Phenom, 5th. Darren Litterwall, Blake Brown, J-Rod Hazen. Then you have Darren Freeman, Chris Fisher, DJ Kalinowski, John Kennedy, Clifford Driscoll, Brad Dyer, Brad Fair in the 013 machine, 11 of Blake Bailey. Then you got Blake Cannon, Calvin Herring, Shane James, Preston Ledford, Justin Sick, Chris Sorencia, Tom Dreiling, and Scott Dobbs. Your 24 cars here that played in the Cherry Picking 50.
Well, they didn't cherry pick a whole lot this afternoon, but I'll tell you what, Blake Majulis did a great job here today, and he'll be today's big winner here at the Lernerville Speedway. Hopefully we'll talk to him, talk to Alex Smolders, and hopefully to Howard Weaver, as we'll see if they trickle on in. Post-race show here presented by BladeNode.com is coming at you. We'll hope you'll stick with us as well here live on your source for esports racing. All right, back here live and your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network post-race show brought to you by BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Need web hosting, DPS server, dedicated server. Look no further than all of them over there. They'll do a great thing. And use promo code BLADE10. Let them know that Phil and Todd from Full Velocity sent you over there. Once again, BladeNode.com. As we look to the post-race show, we'll send Todd to victory lane to talk to today's big winner. Of course, that being Blake Majulis. And I'll walk down here and can't catch up first with our third place finisher this afternoon, the ambassador of Weaver Nation aboard car number 07, Howard Weaver, a third place run. Weaver, it's been a while since we've done this. Good to see you back behind the wheel, bud. How the heck are you? Good run this afternoon.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Phil?
Well, we're doing outstanding, man. It's Sunday. The weather's good. The track's been good. You guys slipped around here for 50 laps around a quick afternoon. I'll tell you what. A third place run for you, a guy who's really been taking a back seat to driving recently. Is the fire coming back for you? Are we going to see you collecting more checkered flags? Because it feels like it's been forever since we've called Howard Weaver a winner. And we know you're a winner.
Yeah, I don't know. I am trying to get myself interested in racing a little bit again. So right now I am, but it may probably only last like 2 or 3 days, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was pretty fun today, but I'm just not very fast at this track, so I was lucky to get back up there to third and actually get interviewed for once so Jeff doesn't fire me.
I was going to ask you, third place run here this afternoon for a guy. Said you've kind of lost the interest. You've not been driven like you normally would be. Haven't put a whole lot of time in practice out there. Are you leaning heavily on the I flag to help you get around, man? Because if you don't have an I flag, you probably should not be racing at all for anybody out there. How cruel is that? How critical is that thing for you going fast every night?
Well, I can't see it with the Oculus, so Jeff is supposed to be working on a special new product for me. So with a VR fan, which I definitely could have used today because my lens kept fogging up, and And I actually have to thank you guys too for me even racing, because I forgot about the race until I got a notification saying you guys were live, and so then I just jumped in there, and they still had a couple minutes of practice left, so yeah, I was able to get in there because of that. But yeah, Jeff's makes some awesome products, and I saw a little sample of one he was working on that would be like super beneficial for me. And like I said, I had a big fan blowing on me for this race because I'm really old and get tired easy and start sweating. So with his little invention that hopefully is going to come out, that'll help me a lot too, because I was getting dehydrated and everything, and that's only 50 laps, so I'm pretty
Right.
old now.
Jeff, you had something for Howard as we have you up here as well.
Yeah. Well, Howard, that water girl that I sent over, she was supposed to be supplying you some water. She didn't show, or what?
Yeah, she came over, but then she left and went to Blake Majula's pit, so I don't know. I mean, I guess, he's the younger guy, so
Okay.
I didn't get the full service that I like. So I
Okay.
mean,
Holy cow.
Well,
she
we'll get that taken care of, Howard. But anyway, hey, great job tonight, and that iRacing iFlag will always be on your car, buddy. I appreciate everything that you've done for me through the 2 years now, and hands down to you, I really appreciate what you do, and I'll be getting you that new invention that's going to be coming here real soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys too. And hopefully, I was allowed to say that about it, so and didn't give away any secrets. But yeah, it looks really cool. And yeah, she did bring me one bottle of water, but I went through that like under the pace lap at the initial start. So yeah, it didn't work out good.
Okay, we'll get that taken care of for you, buddy.
All right, we'll let these guys get it figured out. Howard Weaver this afternoon, everybody, finishing up at third place here at the Lernerville Speedway. I think we could probably let this guy go on all day, and it probably wouldn't get old. So we'll let him go and go back to what he's going to do before Todd gets another quarter of the year. Well, let's go down here and talk to the guy in the 211. Alex Smoller's a hell of a run this afternoon from, sixth up to second and using the top lane, man. That was exciting to watch. How much fun did you have up there wheeling that car up high and passing where guys were ramping up there and going off the track? Your car just was really hooked up.
It's stressful. It's fun and sometimes, but when the track's slicked right off like that, it's pretty stressful. You don't know if you're gonna end up off the track or what's going on, but it was definitely a lot of fun.
Now, you had to avoid a lot of the carnage around there today as well. There were cars sliding off the track in front of you, all around you. What are you doing at that point, knowing you're straddling that high lane up high and risking going off in your own right? How much panic do you have seeing cars around you going off the track and hoping not to hit them or make a mistake of going off in your own?
Yeah, I panic a little bit, but mostly you just gotta lift and let the car catch up, chop down below them, and throw the slider going in the next corner.
I'll tell you what, you've been doing really good in this series. A couple of consecutive podium finishes now, a second, a third, I think, coming the last couple, and finishing second to Blake Majulis. I guess that's never really a bad thing, knowing the talent he has, but God, you got to be itching to get one of these things won one day. What can we do to chase Blake down?
I don't know, man. I have a lot of respect for Blake. He's freaking fast. I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good. It's gonna be tough. Maybe one day I'll beat him.
Yeah, one of these days, I don't know. Maybe have to give him some kind of weird additive in that car to slow it down or whatever. Turn off his eye flag. I don't know what the heck we're going to do. But Alex, a good sport as usual, man. A second place run. Let me give you the mic here one more time and thank all the great sponsors and people you have out there behind your race team.
Not many sponsors, honestly. Like I said last week, no one. It really helps me in the late models. I got a few people in the sprints, but late models, it's mostly all me. I do my own paint, basically just blacken it out and send it. I try to have some fun.
Well, he's having fun and did it in a big way here this afternoon. Alex Smoller's a second place finish. Anybody looking to sponsor this guy in these late models, get a hold of him. Good shoe right here. Today's second place run. Good job, bud. Let's do it again soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for broadcasting it. Thanks for everyone for putting this league on.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Alex Smoller's will finish up second today here at the Lernerville Speedway. We'll let him go. We'll take this thing and we'll throw it down to bladeno.com Victory Lane, where once again that 127 is parked here at Lernerville, and that means if he's parked, he's ready to talk to our buddy Todd down there in the winner's circle.
Yeah, down here in bladeno.com Victory Lane. Remember, use the promo code BLADE10 for 10% off your purchase. Blake Majulis taking down a victory yet again, and man, you had a lot of fans out there rooting for you. You just seem to have the niche for this track, Blake. Tell us about your race here tonight. You're able to hold off Blake Cannon early, and then you just walked away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, just there in warm up, the bottom was so fast by like 2-3 tenths compared to the top. So I knew by the end of practice, with all the cars running on it, that bottom would still be good, but not as good. So I kind of just adjusted right to the top as soon as the race started and committed there the whole race. And I knew it was going to come in right around lap 5, and it came in right around there, and kind of worked in my favor. So sticking to the top kind of fell in my hands and worked out. So
yeah, probably 1,000 or so laps, probably more than 1,000 laps here you've probably pulled around here, especially maybe just in this series. But Blake, definitely the top and bottom, you know the progression of the track, or kind of how it's going to feel here as I take a swig of my soda. But how it's going to feel as the track transitions up and down. Tonight it seemed like you kind of went high side dominant. Was that the case? Or this afternoon, I should say, you went high side dominant. Was that the case?
Well, I ran the bottom one lap, and it was pretty equal as far as lap time. So I think if you stuck the bottom 1 and 2, it would have been good. But I think for sure 3 and 4, the top was pretty dominant. But
yeah, it definitely looked like it was a little bit more dominant for you, at least. You felt pretty comfortable up there. I know your teammate Blake Cannon going over the edge a couple different times there. Definitely not working for him this afternoon, I should say, in that 44 machine. But you were able to stay up there, not eat the bankment, as I would call it, going over the top, and able to hold on there and keep Alex Smolders at bay, who's been up and coming as of late in that 211 machine. But you were able to pull away. I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. Or would like to thank you today.
yeah, thank you. My teammates at Swindell Speed Lab, Jeff Brown, iRacing, iFlag, for everything he does. I appreciate that very much. Bell Helmets, Wiser Organics, K1 Speed, Design 75, Jeremy Ray for the wraps, always having me look good. You guys for broadcasting, of course. My girlfriend Tia, my dad, everyone that watched, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking down the big W of the Swindell Speed Labs iRacing iFlag number 127, Blake Majulis taking down the victory here at the Lernerville Speedway. The cherry Pickin 50. There was no cherries being picked here today. Blake Majulis is definitely the strong number 127 that he has been each and every week here that we come out on a Sunday afternoon. Definitely a great race here tonight, Phil. And I know Howard's out there trying to sell classes. I know it's like $500 an hour. Blake, before you go,
30% off.
Blake, no 30% off. But before you go, do you have your own driving school?
No, I do not.
Not yet, right? That's the
Not
word.
yet, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, this may be coming. Blake maybe may have a driving school. I know you stole. Howard said you stole his water girl to give you water because you were a lot better looking than him. So.
Oh.
But how you follow that?
Quote of the year from Howard Weaver. We still haven't heard it yet, so we're trying to get Blake and Howard to go at it here.
One of these days. Blake, awesome job today, buddy, as always. Class act all the way around, and another big win. I'm sure we'll do this again really soon. Awesome job today, brother.
Thanks, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Got it. Blake Majulis, today's big winner here at the Lernerville Speedway. That about do it for us here, as we can go on and on all day with all these guys. They're good folk. We love going back and forth and busting with them. But Todd, it's just the start of a busy day, because we leave here from Lernerville. We dive right to Limaland this afternoon, this evening, 7 p.m. DWRL, Bladeno.com, Sunday shootout. I'm itching to go back to Limaland. It feels like it's been a little while.
It's definitely been a long while here, Phil, since we've been to Limaland. Definitely a track that either could be feast or famine. We can see a lot of yellow flags there for Hard Motorsports. That's a good thing, but for DWRL, that's a bad thing. But I've seen a lot of great races over the years at that track, I should say. It seems like years, but it's not really been years. But over the, I'm going to say 800 broadcasts we've done here on iRacing so far.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit for sure.
Don't know how many's Limaland, but
don't know, but I don't know. I know we've done many, but looking forward to going back. Thanks to all you guys for playing along this afternoon. For all our great sponsors here, of course, Team Hart Motorsports, iRacingIFlag.com, Foils Trucking, AMAXStrong.com, Bladeno.com, the South Texas Speedway, Milner Media and Design, Sheffield Graphics, Trash Panda Graphics, 3D Racing, JP Designs, the Pit Pass by Katie Dugas, the Cyber Thunder Racing League, iRacing Dirt Painters, and of course the TDR Racing League. From all of us here, for Todd, for Jack, for Ron, everybody that makes it the Full Velocity Racing Network, so many of us to have a good time doing this. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here later on this afternoon, or this evening, I guess I could say. But have a good afternoon. I'm going to go get some cherries. We're going to throw them on some pizza.
Disgusting.
Pizza party here, Todd. Cherries and pineapple. You ready?
Yeah, I'm going to smash your face in those.
All right, well, good. We'll see you here in a little while here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Have a good one.
Thank you for the star donations, everyone. Appreciate it very, very much.
Buy pizza.
Pizza's disgusting. Have a real pizza.